Hello, this is Onyx Tarot, and today I'm going to be doing the next 48-hour predictions for Scorpio. So thank you guys so much for hitting the like button, subscribing. I do really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and look into the next 48 hours for Scorpio. All right, so Scorpio, you guys have Elephant, Bouquet, Lily, and bottom of the deck is Finger. All right, so let's see what we have here for you guys. So this weekend, you guys have Elephant. So a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So I do feel like this weekend may be very nostalgic for you or very reflective for you. You guys also have Bouquet, so compliments from an admirer. And you also have spiritual love. So some of you could be receiving or giving some flowers to somebody, or flowers could be very prevalent for this weekend. But I also feel like your love life is, going in a good direction. Bottom of the deck is Finger, so warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So let's see what this long journey is first. Let's clarify Elephant. All right, so you guys have the Moon reverse, Page of Wands reverse, Five of Wands, Strength card, Three of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Swords, or everything is fine in this deck. Okay. So I feel like a lot of you, again, may be very reflective of like things that have happened in the past, okay? Especially over the past 1 to 5 years could be very important. I do feel like there's some type of celebration here that we'll look into, celebration of a cycle ending. But I feel like you're at the end of some type of journey, like some type of the end of some type of long journey, like something that happened to you. It could have felt long and drawn out. However, you're realizing that you're at the end. Some of you could be seeing like little memories on your phone of like, oh, do you remember this photo? And it could be from the time that you were going through like a lot of hardship. And I feel like, with the Page of Wands in reverse, you could have been dealing with just bad news after bad news after bad news, that kind of thing. A lot of fights, a lot of disagreements, a lot of just being in an energy of like defending yourself, protecting yourself, that kind of thing, or being around people who wanted to basically fight with you. But what did you do? Strength card. You pulled through some type of like really taxing, hard situation. And so now you're reaping the rewards, or you will be reaping the rewards. March could have been important. The next 3 months could be important. July. But the Five of Swords is here. So let's see why the Five of Swords is here. Because I feel like you're in a space, or will be in a space, where you're like, wow, I made it out of that. Like, thank goodness. But why do we have the Five of Swords here? Five of Swords. Let's see. All right. So we have the Hanged One reverse, Three of Wands reverse, High Priestess reverse, Nine of Wands reverse, Four of Wands reverse, the Six of Wands reverse. Interesting. And the Fool reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So five of Swords. Let's see. Yeah, it's somebody else's energy, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I feel like at the same time, whoever was doing this to you, or whoever was facilitating this rough time for you, I feel like they're sitting and watching you, and they're like, how the heck is Scorpio in this freaking Three of Cups energy strength card? How does Scorpio look better than they did when they were working with me, or when they were with me, or when I, was very close to them? How does that happen? How is Scorpio having the time of their life? Or it seems like you're just having so much fun, or you have freedom or flexibility, or you're doing this, doing that, celebrating. So I feel like you have this person tied to the situation, tied to that Five of Wands. It's in your energy, and they're looking at you. They're like, what the heck is going on? And how is Scorpio, how did they get past this? How did they come out of a situation great, and I'm coming out of it screwed up? So like, let's explain. Let's further clarify. Clarifying the Five of Swords. Look at all these cards. So let's break it down, okay? The Hanged One reverse. I feel like they're not really understanding why you're so happy, or how you're so happy is more so like what I'm getting. Five of Swords and the Hanged One reverse. They also are refusing to see something, okay? They're refusing to see that, like, some type of cycle, something that they put you through, you were not actually meant to go through that. Like, they literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, where we all have different choices, right? And this is one thing I'm kind of like looking into spirituality wise. So like, we all have free will. People always say that, right? We all have free will. But what does that mean? If someone has a position, or someone has power, or somebody has a relationship with you, and they want to decide to like screw some stuff up for you, they really could, right? But is that supposed to happen? No. So I feel like this person, like, you know how some people attract like really negative things, like some people date like really, like, you know, egregious people. And obviously, you know, that's here nor there. Let's not get too deep into that. But I'm not saying if you date somebody and they turn out to be, you know, a monster, like that is so different. But if you date somebody and they're a monster, and then you date another person and they're a monster, and then you date another person and they're a bigger monster, and then you date another, then that's like, you know, that's a different scenario, right? Just like somebody that gets fired from one job. You're like, oh crap, you got fired from a job. That sucks. I'm so sorry. But then they got another job and they get fired from that one. And they get another job. So they're working in a pattern. This is not that type of situation. This is giving me like, you know, some type of situation, somebody that has a pattern and a history that they may have hidden of toxicity, saw you. Again, they're in this Five of Swords energy. They saw you and they're like, you know what? Scorpio seems like a great person. So let's bring that Five of Wands, Page of Wands energy to them, to their life. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you made it out of this situation, or you will be making it out of a situation. Okay. The Three of Wands is in the reverse. I feel like this person is stuck trying to understand why you're so happy, or why you're about to be so happy. And I also feel like, let me like kind of go back to what I was saying so I can finish this thought. I don't think we can blame anybody for, like, I'm definitely not blaming anything of like, oh, you know, you were with this person and they ended up being like this, and then another, or you were at this job and got fired from this one, and then that one. And I'm never, you know, somebody that's like, oh, we're blaming them. I'm giving you an example of how, you know, how this reading is kind of laying out. Like, this is somebody who was that person, or is that person that dates toxic person after toxic after toxic. Then they find you and they're like, oh crap, Scorpio, she or he is so nice and so resilient and so pretty, or so attractive, or so handsome and so jovial and so happy. Let's drain that, right? Like that kind of vibe. That's what I'm saying. I just want to clarify. But anyway, Three of Wands reverse, High Priestess reverse. I feel like this person is just not getting it. Like, they don't get that you guys are not the same. You guys are not the same. That's what this person doesn't get. And here's the crazy thing. The more that this person keeps trying to dig your ditch, the bigger ditch that they are building for themselves. They're like in quicksand right now. So let me tell you how. And then we'll move on, right? This person could be having some type of issue with their home or their stability or their work or their finances, like completely. This person could be experiencing letdown after letdown, or they could really be having financial trouble. If that's not the case, they could be having relationship trouble. They could also be feeling a little stuck and having trouble with their mental health right now. Okay. And they could also be in a place where they're kind of giving up on a lot. Like they could really be having a lot of mental health issues based on like why you're not in the same bad situation that they are. And even if it looks like, oh, you know, this person, it looks like they're doing well. I feel like the more information or the more that you see or the more this person tells you about their real situation, the real, you know, the real stuff that they would hide. Think when you were friends with them or when you dated them or when you were with them. What did people think of them on the outside, and what did you know that they were hiding? Okay, all that times 10. Okay, but what I'm getting here is that this person is very confused about how your life is not downhill like theirs is, or like it's going to be. So I do feel like this person is stuck. They're missing out on opportunities. They want to do this, they can't do it. They want to do that, they can't do it. They want to buy this, they can't do it. They want to file this, they can't do it. All these things, they're feeling like limited right now. And again, this all goes back to, again, a long journey, either physical or mental, that will leave you wiser at the end. A lot of you are going to come out of a situation, or you've come out of a situation much wiser, because you're understanding better how people work and how people, again, they can play these roles and they can be so great and so innocent and then essentially turn into your worst nightmare, right? So like, kudos to your, what's the word? Your discernment, right? If you could find a silver lining of a situation, any silver lining tied to your strength, tied to your self-confidence, tied to you pulling through situations that, you know, people can't even imagine or fathom going through, to how you're still finding cheerfulness in your life despite what you went through. All of these things. So like, bottom of the deck is that 10 of Swords. Everything is fine. I feel like a lot of you are going through, you know, especially this weekend or over the next 2 weeks, you're going to just be seeing that, like, I went through all these things, all this backstabbing, all these endings, and I'm still here. Okay. So I find this interesting, you know, that this person is always like in the background, like, how the heck? But I feel like it doesn't matter. Like, you know, when times are hard for you, kind of, you know, this is, oh my God, this is like such a nostalgic like period of time for me right now. I don't really have any Scorpio placements in my chart, like the main placements, no. However, this is crazy because I'm looking at the stream card and the 3 of Cups. So like, what I was trying to say is it's like 5 in the morning, or it is 5 in the morning. But what I'm trying to say is, years ago, somebody was telling me, really look into, they were telling me, Aubrey, look back at the things that you went through, right? They were telling me, look through that 5 of Wands energy, look through that long journey, okay? The things that you went through, right? And really give yourself some credit. Like, give yourself a lot of freaking credit. Write down all these things, right? That you went through, that you overcame, that you advocated for yourself about. All these things, write them down, because you need to remember these things when times get hard. You've already been through worse, right? So what I was thinking is the Strength card, 3 of Cups. Anytime that you have any adversity, even just a little bit, think about those, or I can't tell you what to do, but thinking about like you've overcame so much. So this is just little things after that, or things that come after that, you can make it through these things. Now, I will say in the process of that, definitely took me a long time. It took me maybe like 2 years, 2 years maybe, to really be like, you know what? I am going to write down the things that I went through, because I'm like, why would I just sit and like freaking go through, why would I write down my most, traumatic or stressful periods of times to see, That's what I was thinking. But then I actually did it one day and I was like, wow, that's actually crazy. So I'm not recommending that, because like I said, I was not in the place to do that. But what I'm saying to you guys, okay, is the Strength card, 3 of Cups, like when things come forward towards you, when people, friends, family, whoever comes forward towards you in that 5 of Wands energy, really think like, I've been through worse, so I can handle this situation. Okay? Because I just feel like you're a realist. You see things, more clearly than maybe you did, when you had less experience with people like this. Okay? Now, breathing through, okay? Because this is like, these videos are going to be longer. I really appreciate you guys hitting the like button. They're going to be longer like before. Okay? Bouquet. So compliments from an admirer, spiritual love. So there is some type of love coming in for you guys, or love that you have. Somebody that you are dating right now, or somebody you will be dating. Somebody that wants to date you is coming in for you. I feel like this comes in as you make some type of decision. What's more important though, I really want to get to the finger, but let's see. Love is important too, right? Let's clarify spiritual love. All right. Yeah, so we have the Death card, the Chariot reverse, Page of Swords, and the Ace of Cups reverse. Let's see what else we have. The Queen of Cups, the World, and the 7 of Pentacles. So I do feel that some type of ending has also affected your love life, for those of you who resonate with this and who are dating, that kind of thing. But I feel like it's led you to learning more about like philosophy and life and just day to day and how things work and spirituality and all these things, right? And you also may have been in a period of time where you kind of realized that you were kind of emotionally closed off to love based on what you went through. But that cycle's closed, or that cycle is closing. So you have somebody now, because seriously, the 21st could have been important of this month or any month, but I feel like the people that you are maybe attracting, or I don't even say attracting. I don't believe in that. I feel like we all attract everybody. People look at me all the time and they're like, Aubrey, that doesn't even make sense, right? Everybody's going to be attracted to everybody. I don't see why. I mean, obviously you're not going to be attracted to every single person, but I feel like as a collective. So when people say, oh, you're attracting these negative people, not to me, I'm just saying like online, because I read a lot. That's not true. We all are we are all energy, right? So like we all attract everything, but it's what we invest in and involve ourselves in that shifts our reality, okay, in one way or another. So this weekend as well, you're going to be realizing the world, the cycle of dating people or being involved with people, or even friendships that do not align, that do not have your best interests, that literally are different like versions of that 5 of Swords, that person from your past, that old business partner, that ex-friend, whoever, that family member, and that 5 of Swords. Like, why isn't Scorpio's life going downhill like mine? That is over, because again, I feel like if you've dated people after this, or you've had other friends after this, or other businesses, whatever, however this situation resonates, you may have been connected to people who really, like, again, appear like they have your best interest. But hindsight 2020, you're like, abso-freaking-lutely not. So don't be alarmed if this weekend, over the next 2 weeks, you start to withdraw from certain friends or certain people that you date or certain anything. Don't feel alarmed, because seriously, some type of cycle is closing, and basically all the other stuff that was connected to, oh, you know, I'm emotionally a little closed off, or I feel like men are like this, or I feel like women are like this, or I feel like business partners are like this, because that Five of Swords, and because of all the things you went through, it was kind of like, oh, I'm comfortable with this person, or I'm comfortable in this situation. But again, don't be alarmed if you kind of like pull back from certain people, or if you already have, because now the things that are aligned with you are coming in. Now your patience and you growing and you pouring into yourself, instead of like staying stuck in stagnant friendships, relationships, now someone is coming in for you that is aligned with you. Somebody that you feel at peace with, okay? So, lastly, let's get to finger. But again, thank you for hitting the like button. Why do we have finger here? So again, finger is warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So we have the Devil, 8 of Swords reverse, 4 of Swords reverse, the Emperor, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles reverse, 6 of Cups reverse. Okay, so there may be someone here, the same person. What's going on with them? The Devil, 8 of Swords reverse, 4 of Swords reverse. You're going to find out whatever this is. What do we have? The Ace of Wands. Okay, so I feel like the problem is not going to be for you. It's going to be for this Emperor. And so I feel like that's what you don't see. Okay, something goes in your favor, or something is fair and balanced. 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands reverse. I feel like this person either let some type of power control dynamic get in the way of something that they did tied to finances, a home, children, something like that. Something where they were basically like, I'm hearing like robbing Peter to pay Paul, or basically trying to go underhanded and do something tied to money, or however you're connected to them. Okay, there's something that they did, I feel, either in the past that wasn't fair, that essentially gets made fair. And this could happen by the month of June. Yeah, it's something they're really worried about. They're worried because of why. They either have to pay something, or something gets delayed, or something that they were wanting to get back is delayed or on hold. Yeah, tied to their money, or tied to like their finances. I just said that. Money, career, home. And it's something where they're kind of going inward. They're like, dang it, you know, I may have to pay that back, or I may have to do this, or I may have to agree to this, or whatever the case may be. Let's get one more clarifier. Yeah, because it's something where, like, again, it's either connected to you, or it's connected to your something you guys shared together, and something this person felt like they got away with, or something like that. So again, it's not your problem, but it's connected to you. And I feel like there's something where something ends up being made fair and balanced in the future with the 6 of Pentacles here. Okay, so I do hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for being here, hitting the like button. I do really appreciate it. As always, if you want to book a personal reading, I have 5-minute readings to 20-minute readings. They're all video recorded and delivered within 3 days. So feel free to check that out on my website if you want some clarification, or have any questions you have answered. Okay, but thank you guys so much for watching.